Hey, just that quick. I came back. Now let me make sure the connection is great, because hopefully I don't have to come back again. Hey, just for fun. How you doing? How you doing, Marie? How's it going? Hey, let me make sure the connection is great. Is the connection great? Hey, Naisha, how are you? How is the connection, y'all? How is the connection? Is it bad or is it good? Is it bad or is it good? Am I uptown? Hold on one moment. I have no clue. I'm always upside down. That's funny. Thank you. Thank you. I'm always upside down. I don't know why my phone does that. So I'm glad I have a great connection. I got my guy. I'm Keita J. I'm an entertainer. I'm a custom designer. Look, Naisha, I got off Periscope for a while and I've been doing some other stuff. And then I said, you know what? A couple people asked me, where are you? Are you coming back? And so I said, you know what? Let me go back over to Periscope because I don't know. I needed a break. Have you been on Periscope? Because I know you. Oh, you got off? So you just coming back to Periscope. So, I just felt like, I just felt like I needed a break from Periscope. I had been drained and I'm good now. But it's a lot of mess that was on Periscope too that I was getting tired of seeing and people sharing. So I kind of got off for a moment. But today's show that we're gonna talk about today is are we teaching our kids to be workers or runners? Okay? Workers or runners? Which one are you teaching your kids? Are you teaching and don't worry about what's in this. Don't even worry about what's in this glass. What's up, E? How are you? Don't even worry about what's up in this glass, right? Workers or runners, right? Are you teaching them to be a worker or are you teaching them to run their own business? Now, I think right about now, you say, oh, the drink looks refreshing. It is. This is a mango lemonade, y'all. Mango lemonade mixed with some water, okay? So hopefully we're teaching our kids to be, I don't know. I have no clue. That's another reason why I wasn't on Periscope, because my phone sometimes don't agree. But it's all good. We're going to work with it. We're going to work because you got to improvise, right? That's the only thing you can do. You can improvise with the things that you have. So I'm working it. Remember, this is going to be uploaded to YouTube, you guys. So you can add your comments on YouTube. You can add your comments, but I will be taking comments on here. Elijah's going to be calling in around 8:15. He's going to join in on the conversation. We're going to definitely talk about teaching our kids to be runners and run their own business. Recently we just talked about the LeVar Ball, right? LeVar Ball is a guy that's his father selling his shoes for $495, right? Might as well round it up to $500. So he's selling the shoes for $500. Everybody had a problem with it. I've been seeing posts all over social media. People been talking about it. Listen, his father, and I haven't seen an interview on his father yet. I mean, on the shoes. But I guarantee his father thought that, hey, my son is marketable. My son is marketable right now. He's a he's a top player. He declared for the draft, out of school. And right now, this is something that, we need to be teaching our kids. We need to be teaching our kids how to run businesses, not just play sports. Because after sports, what happens? What happens after sports? Anybody tell me? Some of y'all guys on here know what happens after sports, right? What happens after sports when your child is no longer playing sports? Basically, they left in the dust. Basically, they're in the dust. Nothing wrong with the balls. That's what I say, Marie. Nothing wrong. What happened? I don't know what happened, but he probably gonna call back. Let me turn this down for a minute. Hold on one moment. All right. So, it's nothing. You say they get fat like you. That's funny, E. They get fat like you. Listen, we gotta start teaching our kids how to run businesses. Some of us don't even know how to run it. But guess what? You can learn with them. You know how I learned how to run a business? You know how I learned how to run a business? And I'm not going to say my business is booming, but at least I'm trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? You learn as you go along. Daymond John, when he started his clothing line, do you know how he started his clothing line? By sewing. He wanted to do something so bad. He ended up, his mother allowed him to take everything out of the basement. You know what I'm saying? They turned that into their little warehouse. And sometimes your parents have to be willing to sacrifice and help your dream. Your parents, but I know it's a lot of parents they blockers. A lot of parents are blockers out here. A lot of them are. They are hold on. A lot of parents are blockers. They don't want to sacrifice to help their kids to grow a business, which is very, very sad. Because if you think about it, you got a lot of sneakerheads out here that are young kids. I showed the video of how a lot of these younger kids are buying Jordans and flipping them. Flipping the Jordans to make money. You hear me? They are flipping them. I'm talking, I saw, how old was the little boy I showed on Periscope? I think he was 10. He was buying Jordans and flipping them. Parents can't be afraid. You gotta help. You can learn with your kids. It's a lot of young girls out here now that have been making their own beauty products. A lot of parents would prefer their kids to take the traditional approach of college but college is about to be done and over with. College is not going to be, what it used to be. You hear me? Remember, I just told you guys on the last show that they are about to take college. Every college a lot of colleges are going free, starting with the New York City. New York City is going free. Okay, for college. Hey, Creative T, how are you? New York City is going to be free. I don't know when they're going to start it. It may have started already, but the tuition is free. Only because I believe a lot of people are not paying for college. But you have to stay, it's always something that goes with that. You got to live in New York for 4 years after you go to school. You got to live there. So, throughout the taxes, they're going to try to get their money back. The taxes, the rent, they're going to try to get their money back some kind of way. But I doubt if the taxes, within the 4 years, the tax bracket, within that 4 years, taxes will have reached $20,000 or more that you would have paid for school. So you're going to make up for it some kind of way. But I feel like, we got to stop putting so much of our emotions into what we want our kids to do. Kids have their own freedom. I just told you guys, my son just left yesterday to go into the Navy. just yesterday, my son went into the Navy, and I told, I didn't want him to go. I honestly didn't want my son to go, but I can't keep him from his journey. That's his journey. Your kids will resent you for that. That's what he wanted. Kids will resent their parents for certain things that, your father's a doctor. He wants you to be a doctor. So for me, I feel like we have to take advantage of our creative mind. And along the way, we have to learn business. We have to learn how to attribute, and have a business mind and learn how to not just spend money, but make money. Make money. Learn. Go get a book and read up. It's so much stuff on the internet. You don't even have to read a book no daggone more. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know you don't have to read a book no more? You can just basically, social media has a lot of information. That is the book now. Social media is the book. Thank you for inviting. I appreciate that, Creative T. Social media is the book. Okay? Full of information. Full of it. But you can't be scared. You can't be scared. I said, this is what people will do. They'll tell you to leave a relationship, but they will also tell you to stay at a job, which is a relationship. That's a form of a relationship. Hey, I love Christ. Thank you for joining us. I am Keita J. They will also tell you to stay at a job that is poisonous for your mind, that's poisonous for your body, just for a paycheck. You hear me? We got to learn to teach our youth, don't be afraid. And nowadays, the millennials, they're not afraid. Trust and believe that. I would say, because they say millennials are what? Up to age, 35? I missed it by a couple years. I missed it, but I think I still have that spirit though. Because you know what? You can say age. You can say age. But I think I missed it, but in spirit, I'm still here. Like I'm still here. So I've taken in quite a few of, a lot of the energy that's available. Hey, Wes, how are you? I've taken in a lot of the energy from, which they call this millennial age. But I don't really think there's an age of being what they call millennial. It's all in your spirit. It's in your heart. What are you up against? What are you willing to do? You got to sacrifice some things. You got to sacrifice. Sometimes you got to sacrifice something you don't want to sacrifice. Okay? But you got something around the corner that's so much bigger than that. So much bigger. Hello, it's so much bigger than that. Don't we know? You can't hold on to stuff that is not worth holding on to, and that means a job. Not just a relationship with a man or a woman.
Blessed and highly favored. What's going on, Keita J?
All right. So this is the Keita J reveal. I got my man. I told you guys he was calling in today, and we're gonna listen to him because let me say this. First, I want you to tell them your handle, okay? Because this is about social media. We taking everything digital. Tell them your handle and tell them about yourself, and I'm gonna be quiet.
First and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be on your show. I love all your personalities. I love your comedic, your sense of humor is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. My name is Elijah Mindset Morgano on social media. My handle is mindset_Morgano. And about me, the handle is more than just a nickname. I completely had to change who I was. Growing up, my mom and my grandma used to tell me to watch your thoughts because they become your actions. Actions create habits. Habits will define your character, and then ultimately that will create your destiny. And like over 3 years ago, I literally had to change who I was. I had to change, like I hit that wall of just negative stuff happening, from divorces to losing jobs to just negative thing after negative thing. I didn't realize that it was things, stuff embedded inside of me before I even hit adulthood. Thoughts, paradigms, all that was embedded inside of me. So I went through a complete transformation, and that's why I'm here today to, one, speak on this topic of children having to be your sports machines. I'm a father of 5, 3 boys, 2 girls, and all of them have the opportunity to pursue sports, but they also have the opportunity to pursue education. Currently active in all their lives, entrepreneur, just wrote my 3rd book. Currently one of the CEO and founders of an online university called Transformation U of Life. And then the major project right now is the Kinetic program, which is an entrepreneurial program based for inner city youth. And I learned that whatever you learn, as long as you can articulate it, it's up to you to teach it to the next generation.
That's right.
But I hope that's in a nutshell.
That's awesome. What y'all think about that? That is awesome. See, I couldn't tell y'all all of that because I would have had to say, hold on, let me think about it for a minute. But, and I'll say for Elijah, I actually met him through IG. How many years has it been, Elijah? Maybe, a year or 2?
At least 2 years on through IG, since I've been actually following your skits.
Oh, she said, somebody creative T said you talk too fast. So who has IG on here? Anybody has IG? Outside of Periscope, you have any other social media pages other than just Periscope? Okay, so Elijah, spell that for them slowly, your handle, because somebody said you was talking too fast. They couldn't catch it.
Tell them my apologies. That's the northerners in me. But it's going to be Mindset. That's MINDSET _Morgano. That's MORGANO.
So Mindset _ Hey, Sugar, how are you? Mindset _Morgano. MORGANO. This brother has a lot of stuff that he's doing with the youth. I appreciated even that he took the time out to even come on. I asked him, it was such short notice when I asked him. And, he definitely, yes, thank you, Sugar. I appreciate that. And he took the time out and said, yeah, I don't mind doing this. We got to learn how to collaborate with people. You can't be afraid that somebody's going to outshine you. We all come from a place where, we can collaborate. Even if you got numbers, you can always introduce other people to the world. It's nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of us do that, being selfish, because you do know that this is the selfish era. This era today is a selfish era. And we need to learn to get away from that and support one another, regardless if you have high numbers or not. You can always show other people that are positive. So that's how I feel. So as far as what we were talking about, the sportsmanship. So the topic today is about us teaching our kids how to be not just workers, but also running their own business. It's a wonderful thing, running your own business. So you having 5 children of your own, break that down to us and let us know, how do you prepare your kids to be workers versus runners, or runners versus workers, or both?
First and foremost, the ability to have a balance of knowing who you are. That's one of the things that I preach to my children, knowing who they are and where they want to go. I don't ask them if they're going to go to college. I ask them what college they want to go to. And if they don't know that answer, I ask them, what do they want to do? Not just about what do you want to do when you grow up. Like, what do you want to do? It's all about those questions that are being asked. And I'm taking them through the same thing that I had to ask myself. Like, I had to ask myself, what do I want to do? Who am I? What am I good at? Like you and your characters. That's a skill. That's a craft. That's a talent to be able to, like. And I can tell where a lot of yours is ad lib, and it's good because in your mind you're already playing it out. So I let my children know that, like, their capabilities, their potentials is untapped. So creating the right habits is to self-education, reading the books, listening to the audios, but being the model. Like, they saw me go through this transformation. Like, my kids saw me going from playing video games every day, drinking heavily, just acting a fool, partying, to sitting back up 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning watching Eric Thomas videos and watching how to edit my videos, and now that a point 2 and 3 years into this, that now they're editing my videos. They're also getting into wanting to be a YouTuber. It's this game out there called YouTube Lifestyle, and that game, my daughter wanted to play it, but it teaches you about yourself. Because if you don't pay your bills, if you don't eat, like, game over. And if you don't make videos, game over. So the way I teach them is to be the example. They saw me work the regular 9 to 5, and they also saw me work and try to establish something for myself, for them and their children.
That's awesome. You know, because I will say, and I'll have to say that about my daughter. My daughter, she's an artist at heart, and I can tell it comes natural. Because my father, I didn't know my father liked to draw because I didn't have a great relationship with him. But it took my aunts to tell me, you know, oh, your father likes to draw. And then, you know, I'm an artist myself. I love drawing and painting and things like that. You know, I'm very artistic. And I express myself in different ways. And sometimes I feel like it releases the pain that some of us have. Like I said the other day, you know, we have joy and we get joy from other things. You know, whatever we take a liking in, you know, and our kids may be somewhat like us, similar, but they're not going to be exactly like us. You know, and understanding that myself, that I had to have, you know, in order to express myself, I had to draw, you know, to do that, to get rid of some of the pain that I was dealing with as a youth. So I really, I allowed my daughter to have some of that freedom. You know, not me telling her what she's going to do, but her telling me what she would like to do. And she's the same one with the YouTube, because YouTube is big now. You know, they're only following what's hot. But they can definitely make great money off of it, you know, if they market themselves. And it goes back to now this age is about being an entrepreneur and loving, you know, loving running a business, learning how to run things, and not just, you know, take what somebody's going to give to you.
Absolutely. And I like when you said that. But one of the biggest things about being an entrepreneur, and that I'm showing my children, like, if you don't, even if you make the decision that you want to be an entrepreneur, and if you don't know what really makes you happy or what you're really good at, you're going to be not the successful entrepreneur. You're going to be a entrepreneur that's working for other people. Like, you still have that worker mentality until you tap into what you are amazing at. Like, and we all have something that we naturally do very, very well. Like my son and my youngest daughter are completely opposite, but they each have something that they do very well.
Exactly. But talking to your kids, not forcing them to play sports. You know, a lot of times kids aren't into sports. So it's like nowadays, you know, and this has been going on for a long time. You know, you want them to play football because of what?
Because you wanted to play football. Like, relive them football dreams, or you want them to make it to the NFL so they can take care of you.
Exactly. It always boils down to that. The money. They want the attention on their kids and themselves. You know, and my son played football. He wasn't all that great. He played basketball. He wasn't all that great. He had the potential, but I think he was a little bit scared. You know, so I let my kids watch me, you know, hustle you know, as a woman. Because just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you can't hustle. We wear many hats, but some of us don't know how to hustle. We just know how to live somebody else's dream. I refuse to do that.
And that's one of the biggest things, like literally finding your own dream. And I saw something. It's not people can talk about it all day, but it's actions that speak way louder, like way louder. Like if you look back at when you first started doing videos compared to what you do now, you see the progression. Most entrepreneurs, they like the success and the fame, but they don't understand that it's a journey and it's a process. So that's one of the biggest. Anything, it's a journey and a process. Becoming good at it.
Exactly.
People think just because it's entrepreneur, where I'm gonna jump in and I'm my own boss. Nah, okay. See how long you last.
Rude awakening. You know what I mean? I went through that. I had to take a back seat. You know, I left my job because I was dealing with anxiety, and I had to backpedal and try to figure out, okay, I left this job making this money, and now, but when you don't have a check, day-to-day check, that can teach you how to hustle, because you gotta eat. You got to put food on the table. So now that you have Uber, Lyft, you know, you have to do those things possibly to make money. And luckily it's available. Because you got people out here truly making money working their own schedule. I can say I'm working your own schedule. You ain't got to worry about too many people telling you what to do. Hey, Steve, how are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, so someone asked a question in the chat. What steps did you take to reinvent yourself?
That process is one, great question, and two, I'm constantly reinventing myself, and I'm constantly creating new habits for myself. So the initial steps was changing my sleeping patterns. I always used to say I'm not a morning person. I can stay up late at night.
You stabbing people in the morning?
Huh?
You stabbing people in the morning. You doing no homicides in the morning, right?
Exactly. They're getting all of it. Like they're getting stabbed physically with my eyes, with my morning breath, all that, catching it. So like literally, I decided, like after studying these successful people, I just had to give myself more time, because if I'm still working a regular job, I still have these 5 children, I have to find more time in the 24 hours. And I found it by getting up a half an hour earlier or an hour earlier. And then it turned out like now I can get up between 4 and 6 o'clock every day without an alarm clock. But I also can stay up till 11 and 12 o'clock and then still get back up at 4 or 6 o'clock, because I'm not just doing it as a habit or routine anymore. Like I'm doing it because I'm building out my dream. I'm building out my legacy. So getting up early. The other habit was pouring something into my mind. Like if it was from a video, like now I reprogram my mind. Like you ever watch The Matrix, Keita? Mm-hmm. And when Neo took the pill and they had to reprogram him, they plugged him up to learn karate. So every morning I reprogram my mind with stuff that is gonna feed my soul, so that I'm already in front of the day. So if I do run into other people that got knives, that's not morning people. If I do run into the negativity, or if I do run into life, I'm prepared. I'm armored up. And then the last thing was I developed a prayer and meditation life that is unseen. Like my relationship with my higher self has grown tremendously over the past 2 or 3 years. So those 3 things that I did that literally changed, like started the process
and that
in
takes,
overdrive.
And you know what? I started doing yoga, and that helped me a lot. You know, it taught me how to meditate. It taught me how to, how to channel my own energy. And a lot of us, meditation should be in the workplace. It should definitely be in the workplace, because it helps to calm you. If you can't go for a walk, and at some schools they have yoga. So if you're having these issues and you need to go and take a yoga class just to, for beginners, just so that you can set yourself up, for new heights, that would definitely work. Okay, so Ziggy said thanks for sharing those important steps. She appreciate that.
Most welcome, most welcome. You said her name was Vicky?
Ziggy. Ziggy.
Ziggy, thank you. Most welcome, Ziggy. Thank you for your question.
So does anyone else have any questions for Elijah? You want me, is it Elijah or Mindset Morgano? You want me to, you want me to plug that Mindset Morgano so you guys can get used to, going to his handle and putting in Mindset_Morgano. So tell them where they can get your books. You said you wrote how many books? Was it 3 or 4?
So right now, my brother and I and my wife, we launched a publishing company called Bite Size Book, and we have a total of 7 publications. I wrote 2 by myself, and I co-authored 1 with my brother, and we're in the process of writing 2 or 3 more books right now. Like all that information that we were studying and taking in all those videos, what happens is you start to be able to put yourself into it, and you got to release the information back out. So you can get our books at my website at www.ElijahMorgano.com. You can always connect with me on Facebook at Elijah Morgano, Elijah Mindset Morgano. And then, like I said, through the gram, you can just shoot me a message. Because now we're in a time of digital, so it is on Amazon, it is on Kindle. But if you want an autographed copy, you can shoot it over to my PayPal. We'll get an autographed copy of the book. And it's called The Chosen Philosophies. Chosen Philosophies, Gratiam et Laudum. That's Latin for gratitude and appreciation. And it's me and my brothers, our journey, our stories to kind of transform our lives. Real short read, and for those that like to doodle in books and highlight, we left spaces so you can. It's really, really interactive. So that's one of our babies right there, the Chosen Philosophy.
Okay, that's what's up. So you guys have that information. Now I've been seeing you on social media. Is it motivational speaking or is it just speaking? Engagements that you've been doing with the youth. Now, how'd you get into that?
First and foremost, 4 years ago when I started doing the journals and everything, I set out the goal that I wanted to get into the schools and help rebuild the villages. My grandmother used to always tell me that it takes a village to raise a child. Who's raising our children if our villages are broken? So my decision was to get into the schools, get into the spiritual organizations, and get into the small businesses and entrepreneurs in the community, because those are the villages. They make up the village in my mind. And from there, I just started expanding my network drastically, like connecting with people, learning social media, going to networking events, and talk about what I wanted to do. And the thing about it is, a lot of us, especially as entrepreneurs, we learn something and we get cocky and we feel like we got it all. No, I'm always in a position where I'm looking to expand or looking to connect with or collaborate with people, because I understand that together everyone achieves more. Exactly. So the more people, because everybody thinks I'm a motivational speaker. I'm very in control of my energy. I understand the energy we give off. So motivational speaking is just one of the platforms that we utilize. Like I said, I love teaching. I love educating, and I like educating the youth, because their imagination, which is a mental faculty that we need as grown-ups, their imagination is untapped. So one recommendation led to another. Started to MC a couple events, and now I don't have to promote myself to get a speaking engagement. Because other people do it for me now. It's a part of the process. But like I told you, the Kinetic program and raising awareness about entrepreneurs, getting it to the youth, and then also making them fully aware that it's a mental thing. Like my nickname being, or my handle being Mindset, I didn't choose that. Me tapping into the Creator, He allowed me to choose that name. So it's literally operating on 100% faith and being obedient and knowing that if something crazy is happening, then that means there's something amazing right on the opposite side of it. And me shifting my perspective to see that. So I hope that made sense in regards to how I get into
definitely. And if sometimes things don't make sense, sometimes you just gotta go through it and other people gotta try to pull out those buzzwords to try to figure out what people are saying. See, I'm one of those people. Like, if I can't figure something out, like sometimes I hear Gary Vee when he says stuff, I'm trying to dissect what he's saying, and it doesn't, like, sometimes doesn't register. And then I have to go back and say, oh, now I know. That's what he was saying. Those buzzwords sometimes will help you figure out what people are trying to say.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't know you rock with Gary Vee. Gary Vee, that's who I love on social media.
I've been on his channel for a while. Like, a lot of people just getting hip to him. I was on his channel, like, I want to say maybe the first time he got on the Breakfast Club. No, a little bit before that, because I had seen him somewhere. So a little bit before that, I started listening to him. And then when he was on the Breakfast Club for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, that's Gary Vee. That's him again. So then he started blowing up after that, and everybody started watching him.
He implemented himself into several communities that more of us will see him, and it's awesome because, like I said, he's really good at just the self-awareness piece, and he's really good at. So like I love just listen. I don't have to watch him talk for 40 minutes. Like, I can listen to him talk for about 5-10 minutes, and like you said, those buzzwords send a light bulb off in my head. The fact that you listen to Gary Vee, that's big. That's huge.
Oh yeah, I love listening to authentic people because I can sense. I have those great vibes. I can sense when people are authentic, and I can tell when a lot of people are trash. When they don't mean what they say right off the bat, I can tell. And I don't even pay much attention to them. They just want your money. But getting down to, okay, so let me ask you, what did you think about as we talk about the topic, the LeVar Ball shoe situation? Now, do you think that was a great, I'm not going to tell you how I felt first, but I want you to answer. Do you think that was a great move for them, or do you think that it was garbage?
All right, so you have to enlighten me. What shoe for information?
Oh, so you haven't heard it? So you virgin ears for this?
Yes, I'm virgin ears.
Okay, so LeVar Ball, I don't even know what team did he play for, you guys? So I just saw it all across the internet, and I went and did some research myself. So his father, he's not even in the NBA, but he declared for, so that he could be drafted into the NBA. So he's not even in college anymore, right? His father, they came out with a sneaker recently. And the shoe looks like a golf shoe. I'm just going to be serious. It looks like you would go and play golf with this shoe, right? It looks like nothing. It looks like nothing. But the fact of the matter is, the father thought that his son was big enough that he could get a shoe designed for somebody that's not even in the NBA. And the shoe is $495. They already sold like over 5,000 pair of the shoes, right? That alone lets you know that he was marketable. Now, social media went crazy over this shoe. Shaq put up his shoe. My shoe didn't cost that much. This lets you know things are changing. The trend, anytime the trend is broken and it's been defined in another way, people have issues with that. So it's like, if I can't do it, you can't do it.
Yeah, so thank you for enlightening me on that story. But it ties into everything that we were talking about tonight. From one, breaking the stereotypes of our children just being athletes. That's the only opportunity. When I speak in a lot of the inner city schools, I'm letting them know I play on social media and make money doing that. I teach your teachers and your pastors about social media, like just to plant that seed. But it takes it a step further, because now we're talking about becoming an influencer on a global. We're in a global economy now. You're broadcasting live on Periscope TV to your viewers. They're listening to me, and you're opening up your network to me, and they've never met me before. Now, when we blow up, and because we are blowing up, and we're going on that trajectory, and you can tell because of the type of videos.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so it's just literally understanding the times that we're in. You can literally become famous and put out a shoe and market it for however much you want and believe in it, and people will buy it. Like I tell people, social media, they say, oh, man, you can't be social on social media. No, you can't be social. Anybody that I'm connected with on social media, I'm now in their phone. So I can have a FaceTime with them. I can have a phone call with them. It's just, how do you get down that barrier? And that's what a lot of people are missing. And the fact that you saw and that you pulled out that you're not a part of the people that think this is hating or this is crazy, and you are a part of the crowd that actually see they have social presence. Like if you have 3 million followers and 10% of them are loyal, that's 300,000 people. And we don't even have to ask your loyal followers to give me $500. Ask them for $1.
Exactly.
And if 3 million is loyal, that just means you just made $300,000 by asking people to support you. Like, that's how I think now. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's how I think.
People don't want to do that in our community. They too scared we going to make too much money, and, they not going to give back to me. A lot of times, that's what it is. And I say, it's about business. If you're watching somebody so much to the point where they get pretty much giving you free material, it's like watching television. You pay for cable. You pay for a device like what's those other devices? Chromecast, because I have a Chromecast. You pay for devices like that just so you can see something. But when we start asking for stuff, it's a problem. This is like television. You're learning from other people. You're saying this is an influence. You're watching people constantly, and you don't want to contribute to what they're doing. I don't understand that.
And that had me baffled for a while until I got to the point, Keita. I realized that those people that will always complain about not paying me, or they always be there. But the fact that if you stay consistent, you're going to attract the people that will pay. Exactly. And that's what happened now. Like, that's all I'm focusing on. Like, I focus on the people that support. Like, it's really frustrating and disappointing and depressing and discouraging to focus on those that aren't really supporting you back. So, literally, I shifted that perception, and like now, there's still people that say, I don't have to pay you for consulting, or I don't have to buy your seminar, or I don't have to buy your book. You put everything on Facebook. Thank you for letting me know where you stand and how you see me. I appreciate that.
It's horrible. If you're in the right spirit, you can laugh at it, and that makes you feel better, But like you said, eventually you're going to keep doing it, and you're going to open yourself up to a whole new audience. And see, this is what they call selling out. When a whole new audience get hip to you and they start liking you and, different flavors of people, it's a problem. You start selling out. But remember, you guys didn't accept the person that you had right there in front of you.
Yes, and you know what, kid? Just like your characters on YouTube, like I've learned to create characters around certain people. Like I don't even talk about my business or what I'm doing in business around certain people anymore, because I can feel when they feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Like like my spiritual connection made me realize is the moment that I start realizing I'm valuable, the people that don't realize how valuable I am, they're going to show themselves.
Exactly.
And you won't be able to hold it or hide it, because a lot of people think we're bragging, and it's not bragging. I'm just sharing with you that I've came from certain things, or I came from struggle. Like and now I'm winning. Like you could win too. Like so, I hear what you're saying, and I'm so keeping you in my prayers, because like those ankle biters or those weight people or those haters, they derail a lot of people, and they're not going to derail us. That's what I'm speaking that there. We claim that they're not derailing us.
You got to keep moving. I mean, that's all you can do. You can't make anybody do anything, but goes back to the shoe, being an entrepreneur, setting your business up, not just being into sports. You want to set your business up. You want to have a product. Even motivational speakers. I listened to a guy, what's his name? Andy Henriquez. He said when he first started speaking, he went to he went somewhere and the guy didn't show up. So he asked the guy if he had a space for him. The guy said no. The guy didn't. He said the person didn't believe in him that was actually hosting the event or promoting the event. He said he ended up, the guy didn't show up. So he said, you don't have a product. He said, oh, I have a product. So he said he went up there, he delivered. Sometimes you just got to give people a chance. Give people a chance to prove themselves. Just because you don't have a name for yourself does not mean that you can't sell. You can't shut it down. And a lot of times people just don't believe in you that much because your name doesn't ring a bell. I mean, doesn't mean that you don't have the material. It just means that you haven't been opened up to that particular audience. So being an influencer like this guy, being an influencer, he's selling his shoe. He's not even in the NBA, but he's able to sell a shoe that costs $495, which is awesome, because I feel like that's business, and your father's setting you up for that. Your father put it in your head that we can do this deal. You got people, you got people on your time, on your timeline. You got people that's on your IG page. You can do it. You can set it up. Hey, Live, thank you for inviting people. I appreciate that. You can do it. You just got to believe in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, that takes all the fear away. You're a whole new person once you start believing in yourself, and nothing else matters.
Yep. Amen.
Nothing else matters. And Gary Vee say that all the time. Stop worrying about what people think, because these people are fighting for a spot themselves. They're trying to make it happen. If they can't make it happen, they're going to be upset with you. Because you're doing something and it's working. So sad. But we got to get better, Is there anything that you want to add, before you leave? The people may take heed to?
Absolutely. Just to piggyback off what you were saying in regards to the failure, and don't be afraid of the failure. They say that every seed of adversity, there's an equal or greater seed of opportunity. And I've learned that wholeheartedly. So, if it scares you and excites you at the same time, you're on the right track. Like I said, those quick recap of those rituals or habits, like waking up a couple hours earlier, giving yourself more time to pursue your craft. Finding people like Gary Vee, Eric Thomas, what's the guy name that you mentioned, the motivational guy you mentioned. Yes, find people that's going to feed your soul, and then develop some type of prayer or meditation. I'm not talking about from a religious standpoint. I'm talking about, and the reason, can I share this? The reason about the prayer and meditation is becoming present in the moment. most of the time we fail is because we're thinking about our memories from the past, or we're so far in the future that we can't see what's right in front of us. Yoga, meditation, Tai Chi, all those things make you force you to breathe and focus on your breath, and focus on the present moment. Mm-hmm. And the present moment is the biggest gift that we can ever have. So when you reached out to me, and I knew it was a part of my next step and my next journey in collaborating with people. So thank you. That's why I didn't hesitate, because we've been talking about doing a collaboration for like at least 5 or 6 months now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like I had threw it out there, and there's a couple other people that I've been doing that, and we'll set something up and it won't happen. So it's my fault, being able to take that responsibility of trying to overschedule stuff. So just be present in the moment and let life take you where it's going to. It's definitely going to take you somewhere. So I appreciate you for having me on tonight.
Not a problem. Not a problem. And you've added so much value to some people, I'm quite sure, because folks had questions, and, I'm sure you've answered a lot. So we really... she said her connection was bad. Okay. But people will see the replay, and they'll take so much information from this. And if you have other people that are artists, things like that, send them my way, because I really want them to hear people's music. And, I got other things that I'm going to be having lined up eventually. In the past, like I said, I've done shows, but I'm bringing some real stuff to you guys. I want you guys not just to hear the people that that's out there that have a name for themselves. It's other people out here that's doing things that don't have a name that you know. They have a name, but not that you know, but you're going to know them. So I really appreciate you, brother, for, coming over and doing this with me. And we'll talk later. And don't forget, you guys, his handle. Say your handle again.
Mindset_Morgano. That's
okay,
MOR.
check his books out. Books on the website. Website one more time.
It's Elijah, ELIJAH, Morgano, MORGANO.com.
All right. I appreciate it. I'll be talking to you, and you have a great night.
Likewise. Stay blessed.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
So there you go, you guys. The next show, I told you, if you guys have any topics, we can talk about those topics, but we want to keep it positive and fun. Let your hair down. You can still enjoy life over here. I appreciate, Elijah for coming over and talking about his life, because it's hard for people to talk about their life sometimes. Mine, I don't care. It's an open book. I talk about my life, because if you can't talk about your failures, then you shouldn't be able to talk about your high level changes in life. Okay. Well, if you have reached another plateau, you should not be talking about that. If you can't tell me about your failures, don't talk about where you've gone or where you are now. If you've reached the highest high, I don't want to hear about it. People are afraid to talk about their life, what it was. I was just listening to, what's his name? Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson. I heard Charlie Wilson's story before, though, on Unsung. He is inspiring decision to bring about change in his life is motivating. And that's great. And that's what you want to hear. You want to hear motivating things, something that helps your mind, to make a change. Especially hearing from a brother that made a change. That's why I say, look, Charlie Wilson, a lot of people might not know, but Charlie Wilson, the singer from the Gap Band, was on drugs. He, when he was, I don't know, I guess he went through a depressive state. And that's why I say we go through depression, and everybody doesn't handle depression the way that somebody else would handle it. So Charlie Wilson went through a depressive state in his life where he started messing with drugs. He said for years he was messing with drugs. He said, I did everything. Anything that I could do that was a drug, I did it. That's what he said. He said, the woman that he's with now, his wife, helped him through his process. So sometimes we sit back and we look at folk and we dissect them based on where they were in the past. Sometimes you don't know. They still could be there because you got demons and you never know. And even the ones that's not on drugs, she helped him out. Yes. Even the ones that's not on drugs. Sometimes they may be sex addicts, nymphomaniacs. You never ever know. You never know what you're dealing with. So we as people face things, and we may keep secrets and don't tell you everything in a relationship. But she helped him. She was with I think he said she was with his within his therapy, as far as helping him heal and everything. She worked for the place where, he went to get everything out, to heal. And she ended up being there for him more than he probably thought. He said, I was tired. You have to be ready though. He pushed everything to the side. He said, I got myself together. I didn't want that no more. And she helped me so much to the point where I was able to build on that. So when you find you a good woman or a good man, you got to build with that. If they not ready for that, then you got to move on. But he was able to, find that woman that was willing to help him regardless of what his failures were. We all have failures. We all have them. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Even if it's somebody that probably, you might have a man that's like, and Steve Harvey said this, and I agree. Some people will say, don't dust nobody off, but you never know what you have when you shine it. You never know. When you pick a penny up off or a quarter up, you might want to wash it off. You might see a dollar piece or $20 coin or something like that. You might want to keep that for yourself. You never know who you may meet that's going to help your life. So, I'm just saying, like, I know I'm on a different topic, but I'm just saying, like, I appreciate people that's telling the truth, that's giving you the real, and also they're not portraying someone else, but they are being who they are, and they not lying to you about anything. It's your choice to gravitate towards that or not. It's your choice. So I say I appreciate anybody that's in business, that's trying to make it for themselves. If you have a product, if you want to talk on the show, I'll be able to set it up hopefully eventually with video where I can have split screen and all that stuff. But I'll probably have to get somebody to help me with that because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm not a technology person, but I can figure things out just by watching YouTube. And I'm quite sure there's some tutorials on there, so I will be looking. But I appreciate you guys coming over, checking us out. Those who couldn't stay, check the replay. I appreciate that. And I know this probably went over. Let's see what time it is. Oh, that's not bad. It was an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So Keita J, artist, entertainer, voiceover artist. I guess I gotta say voiceover artist too. Check my workout if you want to contribute to what Keita J is doing. Oh, and I want to say this. I left Ann's name out. I saw Ann. She checked the replay. I was like, I left Ann's name out. Ann, let me tell y'all about Ann. And I don't even know Ann's handle. I think it's Ann something though, or A something. Let me tell y'all about Ann. Ann, we met on Periscope. Of course, she lives in California. Do you know Ann has sent me some money? And you too, Sugar. I'm not leaving you out. I'm gonna talk about you too. Ann has contributed to me quite a few times. I didn't even ask her. Out of the kindness of her heart, she said, she would send me a message. She said, don't talk about me. She would send me a message and say, it's my paycheck. I mean, it's my bill day. I wanted to send you something. And I'm talking $20, $25, out of the kindness of her heart. Bless you. I guess I shouldn't say bless. Because they say when you say bless, you're saying be less. Okay. So I don't want to say that. But I appreciate you guys. The people that have actually contributed, been there. Even just the ones you might not be able to afford $1. Like Mindset Morgano said, $1. If you got all these people, watching you, you never know. You never know who's willing to give you that. Sugar, I'll say Sugar has sent me, contributed quite a few times, bought product. You see my t-shirts. I have more on the website that I have. Actually, I have one on. Hold on. Let me move this back. So this is a t-shirt I designed right here. Become your own boss. This is also on the website. Matter of fact, my girlfriend just sent me, hey, Ollie, how are you? How's it going? One of my buddies from school, from when I was in junior high school, she bought a couple of shirts from me. She just sent me a message today saying she wanted to get more shirts in different colors of the one that I have on. She said, I want to get 5 of those shirts in different colors. 5. I know. I haven't seen Ollie either. She said, I like the shirt because of what. See, I don't know if you can see it, but it's on the website. It says, become your own boss, right? And, I designed this myself. I actually drew it online, okay? This t-shirt here, drew online. Okay? I drew it myself. Hand drawn. So she was like, yeah, I love what the design is saying because it's art. Art, some people look at art, they be like, nowadays people look at art, they be like, because they looking for a spectacular picture. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Have you ever gone to a art show and you've seen specs that cost thousands of dollars? That's not even freaking broken down. And you know what? People will pay for that. People will pay for splashes of paint because of the person that made it. But you won't pay for somebody's t-shirt that made, art. You can frame these shirts. So if you don't want to wear it, you can frame them. You can frame art. You can do whatever it is you want to do with it. I'm just telling y'all. I appreciate you guys for, contributing. Ollie, you're going to have to watch the preview. I mean, the replay, and check it out. I had a speaker. I had a speaker, Mindset Morgano, that came on, spoke about his book and some other stuff. So I appreciate that. Like I said, if you guys want to contribute, you can hit the link to my website down in the bottom in the profile, the link, and you can contribute on my PayPal on the website. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. So it's up to you guys to do that. But I really appreciate you for coming on. And this show is going to be every Tuesday and every Thursday unless I can't make it. If I can't make it, then I'll get on. I'll let you guys know I can't make it. But I'm going to get on here and act the fool too. After the show, then I can be who I want, I'm already who I want to be. But I can let loose after the show. Because, during the show, I'm like, I want to show y'all my other side. Like my serious, I could be serious too. Because, I'm always joking and I'm always playing. But I want you guys to see this side of me too. The business side, and then you're going to see the silly side. But see, of course, thank you, Ziggy. But I appreciate Morgano Elijah for saying, we met on IG. We met on IG, and I just took a liking to what he was talking about on his IG page, and he followed me back. and he watched my stuff, and he said, man, you branding yourself some kind of good. So he would tell me that. He would say, you branding yourself good with the characters and things like that. I like the different stuff that you're doing, because I could be sexy. I could be sexy too. In my little pictures, I could be sexy, and then I could be silly, and then, I could let my hair down to be somebody else. But I just want you guys to see different sides, that people can be different, just depending on what they do. And don't let that be, your judgment of the person because you see them acting one way. Unless they really acting a fool, like, they never show you another side of them. Like, they just always acting a fool. Come on now. But I appreciate it. So, I know I get a lot of, quite a few replayers. I love you guys. Yeah, I said love. Thank you for tuning in, the ones that are here. And the ones that come on, I like y'all. I don't love y'all that, but I like y'all. But the people that came over, I love them because they tuned in. So he has a story to be told that will motivate others. Get moving on. Exactly. And that's why I asked him to do it. But I'm going to have somebody else for you guys Tuesday. I don't know who yet is going to hit me. Maybe it'll hit me while I'm asleep. But every Tuesday and Thursday, if you guys know anyone, let me know. You can always email me. I'm open. Hey, this is our show. It's not just mine. Okay? I'm sharing this with you guys too. So if you are an artist you're an entertainer, you're an artist, you're an author, you have something that you want to talk about, a business or whatever, come on over. Email me at existinature@yahoo.com, and we can all, we'll hear you out. No ruthless stuff. We want positive energy over here. So I thank you guys, and I will see you guys later. I don't know. I might come back on. Yeah, most people don't know how. Even if it's somebody that want to talk about how to start a business or, I don't know, something. People like attention now. People like attention. So if it's something that you want to talk about, then cool. Okay, talk to you later, Ollie. Are you at work, Ollie? Are you on break? He must be on break. You better go get your grits. Ollie, go get your grits. You going to get your grits? You already ate? All right, you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later. This will be on YouTube, so you can always comment on it on YouTube, and I'll be sure. Oh, you already ate? Okay. I'll be sure to comment back, and you all can comment as well. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for tuning in.